take a look at the NIO EC6. It's a pretty stunning car, and I have no doubt that it will be really appealing to many customers in China and possibly later on overseas. Especially after today, where NIO also announced its pricing. So with that, welcome to a new video, this time on the NIO EC6 unveil, of course. However, also a little bit more on the long-term perspective and some hints towards NIO's profitability. So I have some rumors for you here today and some new insights, and of course also talking a little bit about the markets and what is happening, because, well, it's a big sell-off once again today. So if you are thrilled about the looks or the business opportunities of the EC6, please smash the like buttons and continue to watch this video till the very end. So the EC6 will come in 3 tiers. Interestingly, it will be priced higher than the EC6, but also lower as the Model Y. So there is now a pretty competitive environment here, and unless Tesla starts manufacturing the Model Y locally in China, it seems as the EC6 might actually be priced very well here. Also, we need to consider that this car, once again from NIO, will be in a really nice quality, premium or even luxurious aspects in some regard, and well designed. It should be actually a little bit more roomy inside than the Model Y, and have all of the aspects of other NIOs like the Know Me Assistant and so on. So it's really a good package here. And if we once again look at the prices, yeah, they're starting off around 368,000 yuan, and that's before the subsidies, and taking those subsidies in consideration, we will start from 350,000 yuan. So these are the subsidies for which NIO is applicable, because they have the battery swapping technology. This is one of the exceptions for those kind of subsidies, because otherwise they wouldn't even get this at this kind of pricing range here. And if we're considering the Model Y is currently priced around 488,000 yuan, then this is the ES6 price here is more than 25% less as the starting price here. So that's quite competitive and pretty exciting from a NIO perspective. But this is not the only aspect of the ES6, and why I'm referring to in this video to the path to profitability, because we also see some more announcements with the ES6 here. And that has to do with NIO Battery as a Service, the battery leasing service of NIO, which allows you to purchase the battery over time, or actually renting the battery and paying a monthly fee. So here you see the options that you can get. First off, if you rent a battery, you get off 100,000 yuan. And that means that the ES6 would actually start at 250,000 renminbi if you are actually renting the battery. So that is roughly translating into 36,000 US dollars, which is mind-boggling if you think about it. That would be like a standard range Model 3 currently. And yeah, so it's pretty exciting to see this. So you can rent it over 60 months here, as it seems, and then you would pay 1,660 yuan monthly, so you wouldn't own the battery. Or there's other options in which you actually lease the battery, and then you make a down payment of 15%, and then you pay back the battery with an interest here. And here we see also the banks involved in actually financing this. And this now all seems to come together with the previous videos that I did with, on one hand side, the battery as a service and technology with the battery swapping, and on the other hand, the new bank loans that NIO just announced with the 1.4 billion US dollars in credit line, which I think will partly be used for this kind of leasing and renting services here. And as I am seeing it, this will have big implications on NIO's profitability, because I do think there seems to be a plan ahead, and I think this is actually what we're gonna hear in the next earning call, but here's what I'm currently suspecting. So here in the middle you can see the NIO ADR, and within that the NIO China entity, and on the left hand side you see that there is a new kind of entity that is called the NIO Battery Asset Management, because as we can see here, as reported in the Chinese media, NIO is actually opening a new battery assessment company, starting operating in August, and well, together with CATL. So that's one of the biggest battery companies in China. They're actually also a new supplier to Tesla in China. They're opening also a big plant in Germany. So that's really the number one supplier for batteries, and also, yeah, supplying the batteries for NIO at the time as well. And they are going to invest in this company as well as the 6 banks that also possibly already gave the credit line to NIO will be part of this new venture here. The article also says that NIO will bring in the investment of a new unit from a large energy fund. So in total, what I'm seeing here is there seems to be a bigger plan of NIO to kind of outsource or put this battery asset topic into a new venture here, which is part of NIO due to the investment, but at the same time kind of separated, and building up this battery swapping and the battery leasing and the battery renting service outside of NIO. And thereby, I'm thinking they can immensely grow the gross margins on the NIO cars, because now more and more cars will actually be sold without a battery, because the battery is only going to be rented. And then, the biggest cost of the car usually is the battery aspect. And if they just sell the car without the battery, I do think they have higher margins on there. And at the same time, the entity that will offering those battery as a service financing methods to the consumer will be this new NIO Battery Asset Management company, which is backed by those big investors and the local banks. And thereby you kind of outsource this whole battery business and everything that's involving in that. And that means, for one hand, NIO will be undercutting the prices of the market, because they will mostly sell those cars separately from the battery actually. And at the same time, for the reporting and the accounting, I'm suspecting that NIO will be able to report the sales price without the battery, and thereby also not having to account for the costs of those batteries, and thereby improving the gross margins of the cars sold. At the same time, they will be making large improvements on the bigger orders. We now see that they will be ramping to 5,000 units production by September. So also for those cars that are sold with batteries, they will be able to improve the gross margins here probably. So I think that's actually the news that we're going to hear from the CEO and the CFO in the next earnings call. They will announce that they have this new venture in place. They will announce that also with the EC6, they will be pushing this battery rent service, and together with the swapping and so on, this is the bigger picture, how they will be improving the margins on each car sold, in addition to the increased effects of scaling down cost at one hand, and on the other hand improving the capacity of the factories and also increasing the order sizes, and thereby having better negotiations on the costs here. So as an investor, I do think this is good news, because while we all have been anticipating positive gross margins, and particularly if they can be even double-digit, and I do think this new model is, the step to show how they can actually achieve double-digit gross margins here. On the other hand, it's kind of a trick to do it that way. Only they are able to separate the largest chunk of the cost, the batteries, from the cars, and then by putting it into different ventures somehow, and providing it as a coherent service, as one thing to the consumer, it is a way of kind of playing a little bit with the numbers here, because actually Tesla is leading in terms of the technology and battery cost, and NIO here kind of uses this business model trick and accounting trick in a way to improve the gross margins here and have cleaned up a nicer finances in a way. So for me, it's kind of a double-sided thing here. It's good on the one hand, because it will certainly help Wall Street to better understand how NIO can become profitable in the future. On the other hand, these cost advantages of NIO here are not driven due to an inherent technological advantage. No, it's driven through business model innovation here and through a new service model that is, unique to this industry. So I hope this gives you a good outlook to what to expect from NIO in the next couple of months. and also, yeah, what we could expect in terms of profitability. And now reflecting that back to what's currently happening to the share price. And here it's been quite interesting because, well, with the trade war and China-US tensions escalating, and at the same time, you know, the fears of the Roni situation here and there, well, the markets have been reacting quite strongly to that. And first of all, yesterday we've been seeing a pullback of the S&P 500. And actually, when we went into this week, it was really strong and bullish because we were breaking this the recent all-time highs and the 3,230 levels. And actually, yeah, markets were going up quite quickly, and then well, yesterday we saw this big sell-off, and then actually coming back and crashing through the support line, and now bouncing off this little support here, and now we really have to watch if the markets will be actually able to go beyond this current resistance again. Then it would once again open a really bullish signal, and we could see much more potential in the next coming weeks. However, for now, it could even break, if it breaks down below the 3,200 levels, we could see a big sell-off. And as we've seen today in the markets, the volatile stocks, the risk and tech stocks like NIO, like Tesla, they have been impacted enormously by that, even though Tesla had really good earnings. So if Tesla would have had bad earnings, then this would have been maybe a really big collapse in those stocks, I think. So currently we can be really happy with what have happened so far, actually. And if you've seen my last video, I mentioned how NIO could possibly bounce off the $11 line here, and that's where it actually really found some support today, intraday, and now it's trading back up and getting and gaining back some of the losses that we had before. So yeah, for me the bottom line here would be that you see the volatility in the markets. It's mostly influenced by what's happening in the market from the larger fundamentals like the Tesla earnings, what's happening in the markets like the EV sales and so on, and also what we can expect from NIO to happen with the EC6 announcement, with this new improvements on this. I do think I'm not worried right now that NIO could, you know, really lose out too much. Only if the markets in general will go really down south, then NIO will be impacted as well. But otherwise, I do think we should see some fair support here in these areas, and NIO should hopefully stabilize from here. So yeah, that's it on the news about the EC6 and what it means for the profitability. Stay tuned for more videos, hopefully already during the weekend. I've got a new stock that I will be introducing. Here's a little teaser for that. And yeah, stay tuned, subscribe, please like it, and enjoy the weekend.